Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Trinity Page. Yes, that is me. I am just going to jump right into this one. Something within me is calling me to speak on my spiritual awakening, and I wanted to share the truth, my truth on my awakening. So, two things I need to share with you first. 4 years ago, when I went through my spiritual awakening, or it was probably 3 years really, um, I was actually going through my photos on my phone the other day, and I saw a photo of myself, 4 years ago, and oh my gosh, it was unrecognizable. I was shocked. Yeah, I was very, very shocked. One day one day I will be brave enough to show you. Right now, no, I'm not brave enough. I'm still in shock over the whole thing of how I used to be. Um, wow, it's just mind blowing. And the other thing, so I guess this is why I feel I want to speak about this because, just 2 days ago, I come across a photo of myself before my spiritual awakening. And then yesterday, there was a post that was so significant to me and exactly what I'm about to speak about. So it was on my phone, so I took a screenshot of it. I'll just let you know what it is. So I feel it's important. So fear has two meanings: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. I just will say that quickly once more. So forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Now that is by a Zig Ziglar. So just had to put that out there. It's not mine. So so both these two, the photo and that post that I come across, I have to speak on this. I'm being called to. So it was around 4 years ago or 3 years ago, probably, when I went through it. Um, I was married for 26 years, had a beautiful family, and we just grew apart. You know, that's all it was. We just grew apart. It was mutual. We went decided to go our separate ways. We did try and, fix things. It just different levels we're on. So that was hard, and I moved into a unit, which this is important too, an important part of my journey, as I moved into this unit, and across the lake from me was a church, and the cross was lit up every night. And when you been with someone in your life for so long, and then all of a sudden, you're sleeping alone, and it's kind of scary. So um having that cross, across from me was, quite soothing. And that's when I started, not that God had ever left me, it was more that I really started to put my faith back into God strongly. So then, as time went on, I became sick with endometriosis. My symptoms quite bad. That's another story too, though, for another time. Um, so I was meant to have an operation and have like 8 weeks off. I was only casual. I thought, how am I going to pay these extreme rents and things? So I moved back home. And Yeah, so that was fine. Thankfully, the operation didn't, well, I went in, but they couldn't do it, so that's great. As I said, that's another story. So yeah, I then my dog was quite ill, our family dog who we've had for many years. So I did all I could to try and save her. And yeah, in the end, I had to put her down, which I'd never done before. And, a lot of you would know how horrible that is. So, and then 2 days later, my father had passed away. So it was an awful time. Um, I continued to work. I think I was doing about 3 days that time. I cut back just to get everything sorted that I needed to do. As you know, when a loved one passes away, there's so much to do. Um, yeah, so I had beautiful support from my best friend, and yeah, everything, you know, I kind of was, yeah, just going through the motions, and I was having a really hard time of people around me projecting their pain onto me. So yeah, I would just run as that process. So I did. I would run and just to get away. So it felt like I had lost everything. And then when my friend and I were no longer speaking, um, then I truly was on my own. It was like, why, God, why are you taking everything away from me? So I spent a lot of time down at the park, and COVID was going on at this point as well. So just before I go into the actual spiritual awakening, I was sort of spiritual, throughout my life as it was anyway. However, I never really knew a thing about spiritual awakening. So every afternoon when I finished work, or I would go down to the park, I would take my towel, and I would literally be curled up in a ball, just lying on my towel. I remember my soul hurting. My soul was burning. I remember that feeling so clearly. It was burning, it was yearning, it was longing, it was unbelievable, unbelievable feeling. It was crying out, screaming out. My soul, deep, deep down, deep, deep down. I would spend weekends or the days that I wasn't working, I would spend 6 to 8 hours down at the park. The first 6 weeks, it was, curled up in a ball on my towel in a fetal position, just feeling it, just feeling that burning in my soul, the pain. I would get up. So I wasn't just lying there for 6 hours. I would get up, sit up, and write in my little exercise books. Every book I have, which there was many, many, many books I still have today, every single one of them started with, "Dear God, please help me. Please, please help me." I have looked over some of them, most of them actually, just trying to see if I could find some insights and to really, really find out, how deep this was, and or share with you some. I just can't even read my writing. That's how bad it was. There was probably tears pouring out, and I'm just writing. However, the beginning is so clear. Dear God, please, please help me. And now, just quickly before I go on, because I still do write to God, that's kind of the way that I pray, even though I do both now. Now, when I write to God, it's dear God, thank you, thank you, thank you for my blessings that are here for me now. So, what a turnaround. But you have to go through this. Many, my colleagues, whatever, if you're not coping, go to the doctors. I'm not going to the doctors. You don't know me very well. But thank you. I have to go through this. There's, if I go and get medication, that will block what I have to go through. I am going through this. I remember thinking that. So I would write. And this went on for weeks and weeks and weeks, weekends, all of it. When I was at work, sometimes it was so hard. I would, not be feeling great if it's worry, anxiety, sadness, just wanting to burst into tears. I would go into the toilets, and I have spoken on this in previous videos. I would go into the toilet, I would lock myself in there, and I would pray to God. I'd say, God, please take this from me. Please take it. Please give me the strength to get through this. And within a couple of minutes, I was okay to go back out and continue on with the rest of my day as best as I could at the time. So after about, a couple of months, that lying there, yearning in the soul, that pain in the soul was coming to an end. It wasn't as bad. I decided to, upgrade. If that makes sense. I would bring my chair down now, my camp chair, and I started taking my laptop down. I was planning on writing a book. I wanted to write and share everything that I've been through in my life. So I had started from when I can remember, any event, whether it be two or any memory, one, I don't know. So I wrote it out my whole life. People who came in, people who left my life, all the events that happened leading up to where I was at that point of time. I haven't read what I've written. I knew that if I wanted to publish, that I would, have to go back through it all. I still haven't even read what I've written. Go back and add description, and probably, because I don't think it was very long, like the basic novel will have, minimum sort of 60,000 words. Couldn't even tell you how many, but I don't think I was even close. So I guess I was just, it was more for me, I was healing everything while I was in this state, this awakening. I was actually, by writing out my life story of everything that I could remember, I was actually healing all of that. All of that. So one day, I've still got it. I will go through it and, read it and see if, I think it takes an absolute brave person, strong person to publish their life story. So who knows? Maybe one day, I know I'm not brave enough right now because, we all go through stuff. Um, it was very interesting, I must say, and, still writing it, but coming okay through the spiritual awakening. Um, I would write, type it out, and I would notice, I thought, you start awakening to, oh my gosh, that's why that person was in my life. And then they left it, and then another person came in who was significant in my life. Yeah, it was, you started to become aware, even more aware of, you know, with all that you went through and all the things, experiences and people that you met and came in and out of your life. It um it was amazing, actually. So if anything, whether if I publish this book or not, I have healed a lot, a lot, and I have been through a lot, like many of us have. And then it's just been like awakenings after awakenings, just not as big. That was huge, huge, so big, that awakening. It was so hard at the time. Now I'm blessed and so thankful that I experienced it, went through it. And this is why I'm so full on and about put your faith in God. And now is the time to start forming the relationship, no matter how old or young you are, that connection. Because in times, you're going to need it. You really are. So, yeah, I will tell you, next time or over, I just want to start speaking on what I'm called to speak on. And, there's the third eye awakening. Just so much has been happening spiritually. It's just been amazing. And I cannot wait to share all that too. So, yeah, that was my story. I hope you enjoyed and take care, and I will see you again soon. Love to you all.